I don't know. It just happened.
Welcome back, everybody. The prodigal son has returned as I clean up these screws.
Were you not here last week?
Not physically.
Oh, okay.
Or emotionally.
Actually,
What about spiritual?
only physically.
Where's Ted?
Ted is now Adam.
I'm Adam.
Did he evolve or devolve? Like which direction is that?
Lateral move.
Oh, lateral move. Okay.
It's like,
yeah, they're the same tier.
Yeah.
What if Adam was actually
close to
the
our
one
bed.
that painted all Ted's models?
I had one of the longest
Wow.
jobs.
Be kind of weird.
That would be kind of weird. However, Adam does paint pretty quick though.
I just paint a lot. Have a lot of free time.
I guess that's fair.
So here's the thing: if they start talking about mail carrying at all, you
I
have
mean,
to.
we started actually.
I also want to point out that you're the one bringing it up. Like,
That's fair.
Yeah.
These guys every
Half the time I only do it because he's here.
It's pretty funny, but
It'd be nice just if our audience got jobs at the USPS.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
We could
definitely
just
mine.
talk about nonstop.
Come work at the
hello
post
from
office.
Tatum. I don't know what Tatum is, but so how's everybody
Ted and
doing?
Adam combined.
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
You feeling
Yes.
all right?
Yeah,
You sure?
I'm sure.
You feeling all right?
I feel fine. Why did I feel
Why
fine?
is everyone doing okay? Like, are we sure? Vibe check.
I don't lie. I kind of have to go to the bathroom.
You want me to just
Oh my
lean in
god!
front
Don't
of
do it.
So I had a
go to
horrific
the
conversation with Nathan this afternoon
About
regarding pizza and his preferences on.
I don't
on
want to
pizza.
hear what this robot has to say.
Don't-
about
dude,
pineapple, I
was-
don't wanna hear it.
No, it was clearly like this is like a
If-
robot.
if it's
trying
not
to like, hello,
pepperoni."
fellow humans.
Hello, fellow humans.
Did the pepperoni just spell it 101?
I gotta know.
Well, he sends a message to a group chat and he goes, how dark do people like their pizza?
What?
And my response was, dark is not a metric in which I use to measure.
He's
pizza.
trying to like pass a captcha. He's asking for help.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What is pepperoni?
And his response to that was, it's how you know how dry slash it's how you know if it's dry slash hard enough.
What is this world?
Are you sure you're not talking like ChatGPT?
Honestly,
Yeah,
Nathan,
it's the Galenus update.
yeah, that's probably Nathan's
That's what the G
most recent
stands for.
Firmware update.
It's Chat
for sure.
Galenus.
I'm gonna have to let you guys read the entire chat sometime because it was
What's it in the Tim chat?
Yeah.
The chicken chat?
it rocked my world. My concept of reality is questioned for sure.
What is happening right now?
Nathan happened.
You know, not for nothing, but I do get my pizza lightly cooked every single time.
Would you
because-
ask for
Well,
it,
I get bacon on my pizza, and the bacon grease burns it like crazy. So you have to get it lightly cooked for it to be like a normal. This is a weird conversation.
I am very.
this is kinda how
I'm on board. I didn't know that. Like, how do you order that?
just ask for it lightly cooked, and they usually. I think it's like I've never made a pizza in my life, so I think it's like a 7-minute like thing in the oven. I think they just put it in for like a minute and a half less.
Do they like push it further? Because all it is like a rolling thing, right? Like that's
well,
what
I mean
a pizza
that
is.
really
Yeah,
depends on
'cause
where
it's a-
you go.
Yeah, it's a set
Right.
treadmill thing that they have.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%.
Do you imagine like being on a treadmill that also cooked you?
What is
The
happening?
further you run in the treadmill, the hotter it gets.
What the fuck is happening right
You know, every time I do it, though, I think about the raw Bosco sticks every single time. Which means nothing to everybody else except for us.
It's
so
literally a breadstick. Like it's just like a stick of dough.
This
with
is
a
deep
raw.
This is deep
mozzarella
lore.
stick in it?
Okay, we're gonna get into this.
Deep lore.
Deep
Yeah,
lore. I'm
this is
telling you, dude.
deep
So like,
Acropolis lore.
one of the first memories I have of Adam. Okay, because I met him in 9th grade. We were in the hallway of between first and second football practice during 2 days, right? We weren't in the hallway for that, were we?
Yeah, we're in the hallway.
They gave us Bosco sticks in the hallway?
Yeah, well, I think they were from lunch and they're just cheap, so they just gave us whatever was extra.
That's fair. So, like, they fed us between practices, right? And let me tell you, this is hell on earth. Like, for kids that didn't know what the hell was going to happen. Anyway, like, we get Bosco sticks, and I'm pumped because I'm a big fan, right? And we start eating them, right? And I don't know who said it first, but, like, we were like, is that cheese or is that just, like, raw dough? So, literally, all through high school, Adam and I would just say raw dough to each other. And then I didn't see him for 10 years after high school.
You should have just made Acropolis earlier.
What's that?
You should have just created Acropolis earlier.
That's fair.
Just a quick heads up.
That's fair.
That's like half my route.
That's half your route?
Yeah, that's like half.
No mail.
Hey, mute
no
'em.
mail.
Mute.
Cut them.
They're muted.
They're muted. Hard mute. Hard mute.
You spent a long time in that.
Bosco sticks are essentially like cheese sticks without the. Or, no, it's just cheese inside of a breadstick. Really
So
what it
it's
is.
like a
I think it's
mozzarella
better
stick.
version of mozzarella stick.
It's like a mozzarella stick, but not deep fried. It's baked.
It's not better. It's not better.
it's
Oh,
not
I
better.
think it's better.
I think it's better.
Then mozzarella sticks?
Yeah.
No way.
I think mozzarella sticks are kind of overrated. It's just like the cheapest thing you can get at like Applebee's.
Hey, listen,
so why not
it's
get
breaded deep fried string cheese, but what's a Bosco stick?
it? I think the exact same thing.
It's
just
2 string cheese in dough baked. You're getting double the string cheese, man. Think about it like that.
Yeah, but it's just baked dough. It's not
I
deep
mean,
fried.
you can say the same about bread.
Bosco sticks.
Yeah,
cheese sticks,
bread's bread.
What sustains the poor, Brad? Bread.
I don't know what this has to do with Bosco sticks and mozzarella sticks.
What is the best appetizer?
Boneless wings.
If not mozzarella sticks.
Let's say
boneless
chicken
wings.
wings.
I think it has to be French fries. It's the
That's
your
a
basic
side.
thing.
That's more.
That's a side.
the most-
Kind of a side. Every single time you get it for like the whole table, and everybody eats it before their entree.
That's true. I do see fries as more of a side, but I see wings as more of an entree. Like they're fantastic, and when they're like, oh hey, do you just want some chicken wings? It's like, yeah.
Wings are so fantastic that they can be either.
Do you get boneless or boned?
If it's an appetizer, boneless is the way to go.
Yeah.
If it's an appetizer,
I
I think
agree.
bone in.
Well, it's just
is
too much
like
work
an
as an
entree.
entree, right? Kind of.
And I don't know about that. If
Here's
it's
the
like-
thing. So
like
here's the
Furkers has
perfect
delicious
meal.
wings. I
Perfect
love
meal. You get there, and the pre-appetizer is just a couple spuds,
the
right?
pre-appetizer.
Right. Well, you gotta kind of warm up the system here. So you put a couple spuds in there.
Appetizer.
Then they bring out your boneless chicken wings.
Okay.
Okay, and you devour those for half off. Only half off. They're back to being half
Why
off.
would you?
by the
Why
way.
would you go?
They are back.
They're
They
back
are.
to being half off.
Because you invited me the one time and had me order a whole bunch of stuff at full price without me knowing.
I said the wings are not half off, and I was like, screw it, I'm already
Not
good.
only that, he asked for 10% off out of nowhere and got his meal cheaper, and I had to pay more.
Just request it, and
And
they're
he
like,
just
all right.
requested 10% off and got it.
That's hilarious.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Dude,
man.
do you remember that time we went there for that? Was it Make-A-Wish? Was it that?
Wait a minute. wait.
When they had that drive for like
What are you
the amount of money
talking
you
about?
donate, you get free appetizer cards.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember, yeah, because if you got like,
If
yes.
if you donated $100, then you got
did we bargain with them?
then you got 10,
we were like, Dormammu, we've
Yeah.
come to bargain.
then you got like a card where you could come back every month and get a free appetizer.
This is the restaurant.
Oh, this is
podcast.
Applebee's,
Yeah,
right?
where
Yeah,
instead,
I remember this now.
what they did is we were like, okay, we'll do 150, but we want 25 free apps, and they did it.
Huh. Who made the call? Was it the manager or just some?
I think they had to go to
Or
the
was it
manager.
like the cook? You're just talking to the cook.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
gave him
just-
out-
we were
gave it out
standing
the
in
back
the
door.
They were like, we
Yeah.
got to get you out of the kitchen, dude. So whatever it's gonna take. And I was like, all right.
We said it to, I think it was to Cheyenne, and then she was like, hold on, and then she just went and got the manager and came
Hold
over,
on.
and we just
Hold on.
talked to her, and we were like, literally, all of us will give you $150 each on the spot right now, and they're like, okay.
That's pretty fantastic. So listen, we're gonna move on to gaming in just 1 minute. I make me hungry.
Is this a gaming podcast?
It's a restaurant. This is the
No, this is actually a restaurant.
Restaurants Without Borders is this. Okay, perfect meal. You got warm-up spuds, you got boneless wings, then you got bone-in wings as the entree.
Okay, so
And
it's
then for dessert, you have pureed bone-in wings.
okay, so it's just a whirlwind of chicken with some fries.
Why are you pureeing chicken?
And the bone.
Well, the bone's good for you, but
What
What
is the
if
device that
all-
can puree bone?
All right, Brad, this is your last wing topic. We got to move on to some kind of game.
so you're gonna puree all that stuff in, right?
Oh, God.
And then you're gonna slather it in some egg, bread it, and then slather it, and then just deep fry it.
That sounds
Trying to make it as unhealthy as possible.
Yeah. I mean,
Deep
really, no
fried.
matter what way you spin this, there's bone in there.
It's pureed, so you can eat it.
Believe me, I don't think a device is gonna puree bone
You
enough.
can
to where it's gonna be
liquefy
good.
the bone.
that
You
makes me think-
liquefy the bone.
I saw a video. This is a cursed internet.
Basically,
They
chicken
made a
nuggets,
hot
like I
dog.
just described.
In a bun and put ketchup and mustard on it and then threw that into a mortar and pestle and ground it down and then recased it into a new hot dog and kept doing it.
Was it like perfect?
And no, it was like this brown abomination. It was disgusting.
I want to grab my pants.
And they kept doing it. And you're just like, how much more can this go? Let me tell you,
So
the internet's not a good place.
No, it should have. The internet should have
Wait,
never
Nathan,
happened.
what?
Fried chicken.
Oh my god.
Nathan is a sentient being piloting a bone mech.
Liquefied chicken is upsetting. Chewing it is half the appeal. Not the flavor, not the nutrients, not the various ways you can cook it, just the act of physically touching it with your teeth.
Repeatedly.
Oh my god.
Repeat like
Hold on. I actually, what I came up with, what I described is actually just like chicken nuggets you get at a restaurant. So like,
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so like,
but
if you
you
get
left the
McNuggets,
bone in it.
I mean, you don't think McDonald's leaves the
That's
chick
fair.
bones?
I'm
in.
willing to bet that Burger King does. Have you ever had their nuggets? They're not good.
Well, have you ever had like a Taco Bell taco and you like bit into a little bit of bone? Just like
I
ruins the whole
haven't,
taco?
actually.
It's not bone. It's just.
I haven't been to Taco Bell in like years because
I've heard that Taco Bell's meat comes to them in a bag as a liquid, and then like it congeals into a solid form when they cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a lot like.
I don't know. Ever since they raised their prices by like triple what it used to be, I just never went back.
If you go online, you can get like their online deals. They're like decently priced. Like you can get a burrito, a gordita crunch, and a drink for like $5-6. That's the only time I'll ever order Taco Bell. I was using that.
You got Wendy's today though.
I did. I didn't feel like driving all the way across town just for Taco Bell.
Wendy's does not have good burgers.
Their burgers are okay.
This is
they're
definitely
so-
a restaurant podcast.
Yeah.
100%. So anyone playing Baldur's Gate 3?
I'm
Is that new?
debating it.
It is
It's
new.
been
It
in
just-
it's been in early access for like 4 years.
I don't
It
even know anything
actually
about
it launched ahead of the release date.
Yeah.
They brought it out ahead of time.
I've heard only good things.
Dude,
Me
it's
too.
like I had no knowledge of the game going in whatsoever,
watching
and I've just heard more and more positive stuff.
Yeah,
so
I've been
Oh,
watching
you
it.
haven't played it?
I did. I made the plunge and I bought it.
What
and,
platform?
On PC.
PC.
And
It's
it
not
is-
out on
it's not
console.
on-
yet.
It's phenomenal.
Not yet.
Like, absolutely get it.
Is it better than Diablo?
I haven't played Diablo,
Probably.
but it's I didn't even know it's entirely based off D&D.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate's a
Yes.
D&D.
and like, and 5th edition at that. So
You have to
like,
make hundreds of meaningless checks.
no.
Then it's not really based on D&D.
Well, it depends on who's running your game, and the
that's
person running your game in Baldur's Gate doesn't make you make tons of checks. But it's cool because like the D20 will like pop up on the screen, and it'll tell you what your DC is and what your bonuses are, and it rolls and
Oh,
that's
so
cool.
you're
Like-
literally just playing D&D.
yeah. Dude, no, it's like the classes you pick from, like the subclasses are all there, like the spells are the same, like
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast still does D10 damage.
No,
It's
I
like-
knew it was.
It's
I-
literally 5th edition D&D with some tweaks to make transitioning into a video game a bit more,
Sure.
No,
more
I
seamless.
thought it was more. I thought it was more video game-ish than just like, hey, this is a video game version of a tabletop.
Well, it is so
Because
like
it's
there's-
turn-based, right?
It is turn.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Combat's all turn-based and everything.
When's the last time
Um,
a turn-based game even came out? I mean, it's probably been a
Final
while.
Fantasy VII.
I've
Wow.
been waiting for the release of Civilization.
I just
7
only played-
for
what is
about
it, like
5
Gork or
years.
whatever?
Have they announced 7?
They announced that they're working on it.
Oh.
What's that text-based game? That's like the only one I play.
Tech-based?
Text-based game.
I'm like the
Words with
Oh,
Friends.
like DOS?
yeah.
Words
Yeah.
with
Like turn left. Can't turn left. All right.
But
That's
it's
Words with Foes.
it is genuinely, and if you're a person that's interested in getting into like tabletop D&D,
I don't know if you do, Nathan.
like Baldur's Gate is a fantastic like first step to just being in that world.
The thing I dislike about D&D, probably the most, maybe not the most, I don't like how it's like solved. It's like a solved game. You know, if you play with a veteran D&D player, they're like, oh, it's weak here, and you know, like, this is what you need to do.
You mean abusable? Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, like,
Well,
or-
you're talking about if you encounter this creature, then you're like,
like
hey,
something if it has a weak underbelly, right? And like I would have no idea. Or like when we literally
So,
when we
but-
came across the owl bears, and I was like, these things look ferocious. I'm gonna hit it, and everybody's like, stop, stop. Like, I had no idea,
It's
right?
really
Like,
seductive.
Right. So like that's that's a flaw of using the creatures that are like that D&D provides you, which you are not required to do.
Well, sure.
Just make your own stat blocks.
I also think that there's a big problem of like people reading the monster manual and just knowing how the
it's
creatures
definitely on the
react.
players first, but the DM has to know his player base and adjust to that, right?
Yeah.
But also, you're pretty
absolutely
limited
just change
early in the game. Like, unless you start off with like level, I don't know, 10 or something, you're so limited to like your creatures at like that particular level.
Yeah, because like a level 1 character in D&D, it's got to be it's so limiting.
See, this is how I know Nathan's a bot, is because I get Age of Wonders ads all the time. All the time I get Age of Wonders ads. And now he's just like, hey, Brad, try Age of Wonders. Like, thanks. Maybe he's thanks.
Maybe when you're not.
What is Age of Wonders?
It's another Paradox game.
Let's
Okay.
not.
So we can start by saying that.
Okay.
And it's instead of it being set in medieval times, World War II, or in space, it is set in a fantastical universe.
Okay.
And then so it's a fantastical universe. It's a Paradox game. That's all the information you need to know.
Anybody that, it's okay. If you don't know what Brad is saying, he's saying that it's a game designed by some sadistic Swedes
Yeah.
that
They're like,
don't understand time limitations.
yeah, they're like, we're going to make this game. It's going to take you approximately 120 hours to get the basics down.
That is a very fair number, dude.
Yeah.
I was at 100 hours of Hearts of
Don't
Iron.
say,
And I was like, no, dude, literally.
Me too.
I was like, I don't know what the Navy even does. Literally, at 100 hours. I'm like, I have all these ships. What do they do?
I've watched you guys play
I know how
Axis
to
and
make naval
Allies.
invasions.
I feel the same way when you guys play Axis and Allies.
It is significantly more complicated than that.
It is.
Significantly.
Back in the day, we played Axis and Allies and Civ 5 in his apartment at the same time.
It's because you have like 2 hours in between each round. You know,
That
each
was-
player's turn.
But the Civ element made it bad because like you would do your turn and then the whole every cycle through. It was a nightmare.
So
But it
whoever's
was
turn
fun.
it was just at a huge disadvantage.
Whoever what?
Whoever's turn it was just at a huge disadvantage.
Well, I mean, you had to wait to roll dice on the tabletop, or like, and Civ is turn based, so there was no like, you couldn't do it with an RTS, but Civ is turn based.
I will say, after playing Hearts of Iron 4 and learning how to play that game almost completely, picking up another Paradox game has probably cut the learning time at least in half.
That's fair because the first Paradox game I ever played was Stellaris, and let me tell you that soundtrack bangs.
Yeah, it's very
But I
good.
don't know anything else about that game still.
Is that what draws you to games? Is the soundtrack?
What's that?
Is that what draws you to games? Just the soundtrack?
No, not at all. But that's like a very like techno-y, like upbeat.
I
like-
learned.
Pretty interesting, hook for someone who can't hear.
Yeah, right.
I learned Victoria 3, which was my, well, I guess technically my third. It doesn't matter. It was my second. I'll say it's my second Paradox game. That took me about 60, and then Stellaris only took me about 30 or 40. I think Stellaris is probably simpler out of the three.
Apparently, they've really refined Stellaris too.
I've
since I
got
played.
like most, if not all, the DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went down. I'm like, I'm gonna blow a bunch of
I
money
feel
on
like
this and
Paradox
play it.
games are
They're so good,
difficult to get into if you're not
They are.
there at the
They are.
when the gate opens.
You're on.
No, I listen. I bought Hearts of Iron in a sale in like 2017,
Oh, that's
and I
fair.
didn't play it for 7 years or
That's
whatever
fair.
it was. Like,
Yeah.
That game was that
If-
old
if
when
you
you guys
wait-
were suggesting it?
If you wait
What's
for the
that?
sales to
You guys
pop
were
up,
suggesting
it's
it for
significant.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
but
Like, immediately when you started playing it, you guys started suggesting it and not knowing how to play.
yeah,
Yeah,
Seems
that's how good of a game it was.
it's very good.
It is.
I would just when there's
I started playing
when
again.
there's something with like literally like 12 expansions or more.
Yeah.
Like I would like a singular bundle that says, "Bro, this is everything. This
They-
is all of it."
That's
Paradox
fair.
they're pretty good about that, aren't they? I know I got a bunch of them all at one time.
They bundle them, but they don't have. It's not called a bundle. It's like, it's just like a
Like,
purchase option. Like, here's all the DLC
Yeah.
that comes in this one. It's like, okay.
And it's like and then they like leave out a couple things, and I
Yeah.
don't want to feel like I'm
Generally, it's the new
losing
stuff.
money because I'm.
That's fair.
not-
So the stuff that was left out of the bundle I got was like skins, like
Yeah.
like European theater tanks. I was
and
like,
that's
I don't care.
That's probably fine.
Yeah, that stuff. Or like there
You
was
don't
literally a
even really see
soundtrack.
them.
Yeah,
Like an
yeah. I
updated
mean,
soundtrack.
I would care more
I got the
about like
soundtrack.
the
Did you?
gameplay.
It
of
slaps.
Was it
Yeah.
included?
In the By Blood Alone.
He goes, it slaps.
It's fair.
Was that extra?
I It might have been a pre-order.
If it was included, I got it too. But
Did
if
you
it was
pre-order
extra,
it?
I have no idea. I don't.
I think
remember.
I think it was a pre-order bonus too.
Yeah, because I was playing.
Listen, let's not look at prices, please. I just don't want to do that.
I got mine on Origin, so like all my expansions were like $4 a piece.
At 10%
Yeah.
off, it's about $180.
The amount of money,
171.
the amount of hours I've played in that, I've more than got my money back.
Oh, I've gotten about
Not money back, but I've got my money's worth.
I've got about 1,600 hours logged into Hearts of Iron.
Wow.
Zero wins.
So, 0 wins. I
Zero
have
wins.
won in so many different ways playing that game.
But
So
yes,
many different ways.
I feel like you've only lost.
I just
About 1,600 hours.
I've watched it.
I just formed Imperial
Romanum for
the other day.
billionth
Yeah, I
time.
love it, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's this feature on Steam where you can like look at your friends and like see what your friends are playing. And the other day I got on there and I went looking, and it'll break down like, hey, here's like Hearts of Iron, and here's the total number of hours that all of your friends have accumulated together, and it was like 3,000 some hours like between everybody. Which, Brad, I don't know if I have you on Steam.
I don't have you on Steam.
How many days?
Oh,
does it
no,
count
no.
to? Does
That's
it
a
does it
lot.
calculate to days?
They just break it down to hours.
Yeah, it's
but,
just broken
I mean,
It's probably because they don't want you to
easy
know.
do.
They're
Yeah,
like,
no,
2,800
you
hours in
feel
5
bad enough.
I can do the math.
But-
I take that and divide it by 24.
But you know,
I don't
like
the number.
like this game had it like showed like hey, you have 7 friends that total this many hours, and the next one's like you have 4 friends that total this many hours, and it goes down and down and down. Like, but the number one game at the top, my friend Connor. You guys remember Connor?
Yeah.
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 He has like 6,000 hours alone logged into a game called Farmers versus Potatoes. It dwarfed all of the other games that were all put
I've
together.
got some work to do.
Farmers versus Potatoes.
That's so many hours.
Give me my rush.
Does he just
steak.
game all the time?
You might
still?
just like leave it up in the background.
He must.
What else is there to do in Australia?
survive.
That's a fair
Stay
point. I mean,
inside.
the spiders there have
Think
health
of how many
bars.
potatoes you could have grown in that amount of time, just like outside.
Farmers versus potatoes.
I mean, it sounds like he
Put the Irish to
destroyed a
shame.
lot of potatoes.
Well, is he the potato in the scenario, or is he the farmer?
I don't actually know.
need
I
to look
did.
this
I
game
didn't
up.
want to.
What
look
if it's
into more.
just a whack-a-mole game, but it's potatoes instead of moles?
That's
And
so
all,
many
all you're
terms.
doing is just touching the potatoes on your screen
Literally, it's a game like a monkey would
That's a
play.
nightmare of a route.
and like never get tired of
He's
it.
like, I can't stop. Okay, so what is?
Wait, is it Farmers Against Potatoes Idle?
Yes, that's it.
Good
Okay.
lord.
Real quick, Brad, do you think
Bread
we should-
Try Age of Wonders. What's Tat's meta knowledge?
That's
Nathan wants to help.
meta-knowledge. That's meta knowledge.
Yeah,
Meta knowledge of what?
Yeah,
you,
but
you talking when you were talking about D&D and like how players
Gotcha,
know. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
yeah, I've actually going back to that. I've actually heard on YouTube this D&D GM talk about things like that, and like you just it's either on the players or it's on the DM to put them in a situation where it's okay, right? So like you could have this is it. Anyway, you could have a scenario where it's okay and you just come up with a reason why he has this sort of knowledge, so long as it's fitting to the character. But
farmers against potatoes.
that's amazing.
It
Farmers.
looks kind of like that zombie game. What's
Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's a tower defense game. I can
can't-
understand that. You're one guy just hitting space
Just
bar to
mashing
hit-
potatoes.
and not like the Gordon Ramsay way.
I don't know how you look at that for 6,000 hours.
Well, you're either he's probably running from something.
It's definitely potatoes. No, actually, he's standing his ground against the potato.
That's fair.
Has Fallout 76 been out for 5 years?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been out for
something
a
like
long
that.
time, yeah.
Really?
Did they ever patch it? Wasn't it like super buggy?
I just heard it was terrible.
I've
Fallout.
I've
It's Fallout,
literally
right?
never heard a positive thing said about Fallout 76.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. I played it. I own it, just the base game. But it.
The fact that you like literally never interact with a human NPC
They changed
is,
that.
is weird.
Yeah, they changed that. Because they wanted all the whenever you interact with a human character, they wanted it to be like an actual person.
Yeah.
That was the idea behind it. So all the NPCs in the games were all robots.
Yeah.
So, it's an interesting concept.
It's an
I'll
interesting
say.
concept, but when it was unpopular, you were the only person on Earth.
Yeah, well, right, yeah, that was the issue. Is you're kind of going, but the idea behind it was this world is going to become populated, and that's that's where you're going to see all the people. But yeah, it was the issue where it came into play was narratively. So like you came across, I remember doing this quest line, and it was like you got to go find this person. This person might still be alive, and you're doing the quest line. You're like, I know this person isn't alive. Nobody's alive because the only alive people are real people. So it's that was the real issue where it came up to play, where it was narratively like you knew.
Brent says,
wasn't
"Try
gonna
it
be the
now."
case.
I'm not a big Fallout guy in general.
I like Fallout, but
Well, it seems like the people that are into Fallout are kind of like hardcore into Fallout.
Yeah, like you're either-
they have like Pit Boys and stuff, wrist, whatever those things are.
yeah, I like Fallout stuff. Actually, I'm actually in the minority. I think Fallout 4 was better than Skyrim. I think
What was the reason, Brent?
But
I think they were both mediocre RPGs.
What was?
absolutely they
It's
were
both Skyrim and Fallout 4.
absolutely. But I think Fallout 4 did what
I like
did what
Skyrim, a
Skyrim
lot.
was trying to do, but better.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 4 was like genuinely a good shooter,
Exactly.
rather.
Exactly. You can say the same thing about Oblivion in terms of like being a medieval.
What,
combat.
Nathan?
No, that's just where I'm from.
But yeah, no, I
My
think
whole family's from West Virginia. I spent a large portion
Brent's
of my
from West
childhood.
Virginia. I don't know
Is
if
he?
he's from West Virginia, but I know he's been there.
Oak Hill.
Go
So
what?
stupid. Oak Hill is just.
Oh, gotcha.
It's my family.
Were you born there?
No, I was born in Michigan, but I've spent
Yeah, quick
like years.
quick comment on that game. I guess it's an idle game, which means you don't actually like watch it and play it all that much. Or, like you watch it occasionally. and,
Oh,
like,
so it runs by itself. That's how he has so
Okay.
many
That-
hours.
That
It
makes
looks
me
like it,
feel
yeah.
a little bit better.
It's like think of like Clash of Clans. You ever play that mobile game?
No.
Farmville.
Yes. So like things kind of happen in the background while you're not playing it, and then you
Gotcha.
come back to it, and these things have happened.
That's called real life. I don't
Makes
need a
sense.
simulator.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
like it looks
I need
like,
like a game to actually play.
it looks like it has to be open. But yeah,
Oh, does it? Well, I mean, so it just
What
you just
a
leave it open
nightmare.
and it runs in the back. Okay,
Hey,
so
man.
he's not actually actively playing.
Don't be yucking yums, bro. You like it, you like it.
I will yuck yums. If you like eating crap, I'm gonna
Speaking of crap, you want to talk about the Blood Bowl World Cup?
Yeah, kind of.
Blood Bowl.
Yeah, the World Cup's coming up.
Yep.
they have to
on-
Not for nothing, but I thought you were talking about the actual World Cup. Like,
Oh,
that's,
earlier?
That's very funny, like
Yeah.
because it's the
Well, we don't
women's
need to
World
worry
Cup.
about
Women's World
that
Cup
anymore.
that lost.
The Blood Bowl.
They're like highly ranked and lost.
Tony, would you
was going for a
would you
period
put
joke,
this
Blood Bowl
on
World Cup.
screen for me?
what is it?
I just sent it to
Tim?
to Tim. Yeah.
Okay.
West Virginia.
So this
John Denver.
This is the
Vandor.
number
I do
of
like sci-fi
teams
more, too.
which are going to be partaking in the World Cup. Which, mind you, it's like
Only 8 agility
2,200
teams?
It's like 2,200 and some players.
Oh my
The
god.
World Cup is enormous.
And there's 11 vampire
Did you
players.
say they were invited?
Is there really?
Invite
no,
only?
no,
Out of
It's
2,200.
anyone that wants to go.
Entry fee?
Is this on?
Absolutely.
Is it on Fumble?
No, this is like the World Cup in
tabletop?
Nottingham, I think.
Is this so Dark Elves have the highest
This is in
representation?
Spain.
So, is it Spain?
Vampires?
yeah.
What's number 2 down there? Is that,
Number 2 down there is Slan.
you guys are probably.
So the top 2 representation are Dark Elves and Skaven.
Makes sense.
Yeah, those are probably. Well, I don't know what Dark Elves, but Skaven.
I think any mobility-based team is going to do well in tournaments.
Well,
So
tournaments when your guys die,
Yeah,
like your Skaven and your Elves die, they're back next round.
Skaven have a huge advantage in that case. Same thing with pretty much most elf teams.
I was reading some posts on Facebook. They were talking about how like are taking journeymen worth it when you have a loner, because if you fail it, you're basically just wasting a reroll. And in which case, you've already like it would have been cheaper just to buy your.
I've had loners cost me like journeymen haven't cost me wins before.
For sure.
And at that point, it would have just been buy the character, buy the model.
Yeah. Well, I was like, man, do I make a 3-up dodge, or do I just move this guy, or make a 2-die block with loner?
Right.
So of
Idiot.
the number of teams, about 25% of them are agility based. It's a little less.
That surprises me.
Is that
Although in a tournament,
I mean, I don't think that's awful. There were people that were really complaining about that, but like
What, quarter of them are agility?
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like there's an even 50-50 split between Bash and agility teams in the game.
Where's Amazon's at?
Yeah. What's
and Amazon's, I think, were right about in the middle there at 74.
what's considered
surprising.
what's considered an agility team?
So there's Bash, Hybrid, and Agility, right? So, obviously Dark Elf, Skaven, Undead are Hybrid, Orc or Bash, Lizardmen they qualify as Bash because of all the Strength 4. Underworld's an Agility team.
Lizardmen in this edition are totally.
Underworld's an agility team.
I would say they're an Agility team. Yeah.
I would agree.
The Bash team, though, wouldn't they be?
Underworld Denizens?
Underworld?
Oh, Denizens?
Yeah.
What do you think we're talking
That's what like the Snotlings, the
A
one.
Bash team?
No,
they're
Oh,
agility.
agility.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting those confused. Yeah, maybe. If it's not, yeah.
I don't know. I would say they're
Hybrid.
Pretty hybrid. I wouldn't.
I mean, you
them
can give them a
either
rat
way.
ogre, but that's not like
Chaos Dwarves have way too much representation when they're a team of legend. Way too much.
for how long though.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the next team? Have you heard anything?
I thought for sure we would have had
Vampires by now?
another at least one more team by now.
we'll
but-
probably get one more this year.
Vampire's been the one that's like been
Vampire.
yeah
Maybe they'll release it in October this year, like they should have.
maybe Vampires really need it, and being only 11
By
players
that
are showing
graph,
up with them.
absolutely.
Why do you think they need? They're so underrepresented.
They're
It's,
terrible.
there's no way it's because there's
The
no
team's
models.
terrible in this.
So
okay.
it's
They're terrible.
Yeah,
It's
because,
very
because
swingy.
Well, they'd
because
have
they
to
could
update-
be very
they'd
good.
have to update their rules and come out with a box.
I mean, that's what they've been doing. The math is you
I
get
get
a new
it, but,
box.
like,
They'll
if
get
you-
a trait. Like their bloodlust will be a
I
trait.
get it, but if you were to only just like make models, it just wouldn't do anything.
oh, you're
yeah,
probably
no, they're
right.
gonna be
Yeah,
new
they'll
rules,
update
just like the Amazon.
I'm not even sure people would buy them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they'd be flying off the shelves.
I
if they
think
came
we'll
out.
sell
I hate
4 to 5 of
I
them
hate
here.
Well, that's just you
vampires.
buying a whole bunch of them.
I don't want vampires. Well, depending on the models.
Yeah.
Although
we'll see.
there's a underworld team of vampires that are
What you should do
beautiful.
for the stores, you should just get the 2 worst teams for like demos.
I thought you were going to say arson, and I was going to be with you. But yeah, I mean, we could do that.
Arson. You should got the downtown store. So.
No.
ogres,
Oh, that's right. You sold it.
goblins,
For a year
Nurgle,
now.
High elves, where's renegades?
Also, dwarves, I think, being kind of middle of the pack, like top middle, but still, I think that's pretty lower.
Well,
99
again, it's
players.
a tournament format, right? So tournaments are like everybody's going to have block that
I think-
wants it. So
I think
dwarves
dwarves-
get mitigated a little
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Where's-
probably why Amazon's middle of the pack too. Then.
yeah.
Where's corn? I
Corn.
don't see
They're in the top third at 87 players.
Okay.
bit. Although Blodge, getting a bunch of Blodge on Amazon's,
it's just corn. Okay.
Kelf.
What else? Amazons. Yeah.
I'm ready for a corn elf team.
Does it say where
Corn
goblins
elf
are?
team.
Corn
Kelfs.
elf team.
Oh, fourth. Okay, I see it.
But yeah, no, tons and tons of people showing up, and
I want to know why you're not playing in this.
in Spain,
It's an expensive plane
that'd be a pretty good reason.
Oh hell, it's not till April.
You've got time.
That's
Just
I
sell
know.
a kidney or two.
that's European, Tim.
I know.
If you sell both kidneys, you can definitely make it.
And also
Oh,
that was the race reflection as of that date. The World Cup hasn't happened yet.
The 4th of that's already happened. Silly Europeans not knowing how to schedule things.
Let me tell you, it really throws me off when it's like 16/8. I'm like, what month is this?
Weirdos.
That's when it gets easy.
What do you mean?
When the day is over 12.
Like makes it obvious? Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. But at first, like my brain is like,
I just think it's like what April.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, it's April of next year. That's what they're talking about.
No, still says 2023.
Yeah.
Listen, there's not a lot of logic behind what I think. So
Also, Norse have a lot too. I didn't think Norse would have quite so many.
But Norse kind of have the same thing, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, your guys are going to get murdered, but like,
I think they're a very good team in tournament format. Yeah.
yeah, because your Valkyries, both of them die by the end of the
I
game.
think they're
Who
also
cares?
like very aesthetically pleasing. So like,
They're what's that?
The models look very
they
good.
look cool.
I want
So,
to
like,
play Norse. I might maybe
So
I'll
like,
play Norse.
if you're going to have a
next
decent team and then just kind of like show off what you're running, I think
week.
that's-
Oh my god, dude, it's such.
I
hell
think
playing
Dark
Norse.
Elves ugly, so ugly. I hate running against Dark Elves. Just, I can't stand looking at
I
them.
don't know
That's
if I
why
wanna
I had to
play-
make my own team
I don't know
because
if
they
I want
look
to play
terrible.
corn or
I thought you had Wood
Amazons.
Elves.
I don't. Brad has Wood Elves.
I have
Okay.
Wood elves. Yeah.
I wanna
Jake has
play
Wood
orcs.
elves too.
What?
Yeah.
I want to play orcs.
Orcs are fun.
I have an orc team that I've had for literally years
I don't
at
know.
this point.
I don't
and
know
I've
how much
never
you really like orcs. I mean, I'm sure you've played orcs.
I play
It looks like you
orcs-
like a little bit of like everything.
Yeah, I play orcs online.
They're so like one dimensional, you know.
Yeah, I wanna build them. I wanna build frenzy orcs. Like put frenzy on all the big ones.
Of course you do, and just lose.
Oh,
Yeah, frenzy and block and just have fun.
but Guard and Mighty blows so much. I don't know.
Well, guard goes on all the blitzers, and then I put frenzy and block on the big ones, and just control people by making sure they're on their faces forever. That's kind of how I play corn.
I did diving tackle.
kinda how you play a
on
lot of
blitzers.
teams. Corn.
It was pretty good.
Did you have dwarves? Is
My
dwarves
orc team was so good, so
your orc
good.
team?
And
Yeah,
Jake,
and then
he got
friggin-
crumble buried. That team was so good.
I don't know. I remember you saying that we were in the Sammy Bowl, and you were talking about how we weren't going to foul and stuff. Then you just started like triple blocking me, like
Never
3-9
fouled
blocking
you.
me. I'm like, oh come
Never
on, man.
fouled
If you're
you.
going to start 3-9 blocking, I'm going to start fouling.
I literally just kept
Fair is
standing
fair.
that lineman up to your mummy. You'd knock him down, and he'd be like, "Oh." He'd stand up and
I
just
hear no bell.
It's what they're there for. I love orc linemen.
Orc linemen. You don't care about them. They're super cheap. What are they, like 40,
They're
50,000?
50K.
Yeah, but
If
like
armor 10, you just like,
upgrading
punch
them,
me.
like if one ever dies, upgrading that thing is like is so
Yeah,
hard to do.
I mean-
you don't care. It adds TV, and he's just an orc lineman, so he's just
Orcs
there
are
to
a
get
lot.
punched.
They're a lot of fun, man.
oh, I'm thinking big ones. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
The big ones, yeah, they're
Big ones, like when you
big
lose
ones, yeah.
one,
like
you're
when you
screwed.
killed one, and then Eli killed one. The game either right before I had 2 die in the Sammy. Oh,
I should just
back-to-back games
concede.
dead.
Just concede.
that orc team
You
of
can't
yours
reset it.
was that orc team of yours was favored to win that league.
It should have won that
for
league
sure.
but they got crumbled.
Who won it? You know.
Probably Dakota.
I think it was me. Yeah.
Wait, what were you playing then?
I was playing
Corn.
chaos.
That was you did repeat.
I wasn't playing corn. I was my regular.
Chaos,
Yeah, that's right.
that's
That was the team with Gornak on.
That was the second one because
Nice.
you beat the piss out of Jakey, didn't you? Or was it?
I think that was the season Brad and I played in the finals.
No, that wasn't the dwarf season.
I have been trying to get a Blood Bowl going for so long.
I played you in my
Just- I'm
second win
constantly
because
talking
my
about it.
first one
I don't
was.
remember.
Oh, who was my first one against? There have been so many.
I think you beat me one year in a Blood Bowl. I think it was one.
Yeah,
of the
yeah, but I'm
first-
trying to remember
or
who
the
I played
semis.
in the championship game.
Oh, the championship only.
You played Eli. You played Eli because you got the.
For the champion, I think that was the first round of the.
No,
the
that was the
playoffs.
championship because Eli beat.
Was this redraft season? Or
Yeah, it was
this-
redraft because he had his chaos.
So I played dwarves. Yeah.
You
'cause
played
it-
dwarves in the redraft, and I played against your dwarves at the finals of the redraft.
Was that
season.
your
No,
second one then?
no, because my dwarves did crap in the redraft. You remember that?
Haven't you
Yeah, but
only
I think you
redrafted
made
dwarves?
to the finals.
I didn't make it to the
I
finals.
don't think you've redrafted any other team, have you?
I made
No, he
it to-
redrafted
I made,
what
I made
else?
it to playoffs, but I didn't make
Is
it
that
to
earlier
finals.
than when I was playing?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Because I remember every season I did a little bit worse. I won, made it to the finals, and then didn't make it to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who played Jake in the semis? I did. I think Jake beat me in the first round.
But yeah.
You played Jake in the semis. That's right, because if I had won, I would have played you. And I had beat you in the week 10.
Maybe I'll just play dwarves. Make everyone hate Blood Bowl as much as I do.
You already do that. Just playing against you makes everybody else hate Blood Bowl.
Yeah, Jake played Dakota in the semifinals because Jake beat me in the first round.
So then, who did I play in the semi? Or
you played Eli in the final. Because that was when you had Jake knocked out your
I
one
don't
of your
remember
guys.
Eli making it to the finals.
Yeah, I don't remember who he beat.
He's made it to the finals.
You know,
yeah, because it was.
I don't know who. I don't remember who was on that side
I
of the
think,
bracket.
I think he's right.
I know our side was hell. Because it was me and you, and then, like, obviously Jake frickin' crumbled me.
The CB.
Yeah, because you beat me in week 10, right before
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
playoffs.
To make
happened.
me the 1 seed is why I played Jake.
I really like playing against the Jakes, Campbell and Powell.
Yeah.
They like to like foul a lot and like kind of like go for things.
Jakey
it makes
is
it fun and interesting.
My favorite game against
the most
Jakey Powell was
aggressive
the
elf.
last championship game where I crushed him. And I was I think I was 1 pip away on the dice from getting a pitch clear. Because I fouled him on turn 16, and I think I rolled a 7 after breaking armor. If I'd rolled an 8, you'd have been off the pitch. I was like, oh, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Wing Rice's last game.
Wait, that wasn't Wing Wing. Wait, which game are you talking about? Ah, God, this is making me miss Blood Bowl. All I gotta do is play one game and remember why I.
I said next Tuesday I want to play a game, so we can run it.
But what do I play? So we're gonna have to do a Premier League
Goblins.
because we haven't played all year.
I think I'm gonna take orcs into a premiere. I have my orc team I built. I need to paint them.
I got a corn team I can redraft. An Amazon team I can redraft.
Oh, I hate Amazon so much.
I might do Amazons.
Amazon's
so fun.
Amazons
They
are
get-
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
They're very good in a league setting too.
Yeah.
Well, they start good and then just get better. There's like no downfall.
You got
No
it.
downside.
They're so cheap.
Well, you start a little rough. You don't have any block on the team, so you got to be careful.
You just get army-wide dodge. Uh-oh.
You're right. You're right. It's, you getting knocked over is not going to be a problem. It's you knocking yourself over. That's going to be the issue.
Just score some touchdowns. You're good to go.
Okay. Just score some touchdowns.
I guess I've been playing Skaven a little too long.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm just letting you know, like
Who was
making
Jakey?
them blocks, making them
Wing
blocks can
Wing.
be sketchy.
That was the last game of the.
Especially when
I
your
want to
opponent
play
has
them
block and you
too.
don't.
Noble.
The Nobles. I want to try them
It's only
because
sketchy
I
ways.
like
It's
the
not just
board
for
control
Amazons at that
idea.
point.
That's fair.
Going against block is so frustrating.
That's fair.
Yeah.
If there's anything about Blood Bowl, I think they need
It's
to
the
change.
ubiquity of it.
Yeah.
That's what's annoying about.
It's just the
block.
block is just. It's like the first talent you take always.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Like at any point, people are like, "He leveled up. What should I get?" Like, what level is he?
Unless you're
First
using-
level block.
Unless you're using them as like a specific thing to like not block
Sure.
with, that's the only
Sure.
time.
Like
I
you,
would
but you
suggest
randomly got one guy. Like I got to get this guy sure hands, right?
Yeah.
But everybody else pretty much is block.
Yep.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I just think they should split it, but we've had that conversation on the show
I don't-
before.
Yeah.
And they probably never will. So it's kind of like a.
They need to fix the rules. That's the.
I think going back to a similar the level up system was better in 2016. You didn't have now you had more superstar players like you had Bucky's Orc Thrower, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You had
Seer game.
Russian McBuffins. Yeah, right. So you got 2 strength upgrades in a row, and then he also had that AG5 elf.
That's like
I
a
had
400,000 gold
an
player.
AG6
though,
elf.
Was he 6 or he
Well,
could have been 6?
okay, I'm sorry. I had the opportunity to give him AG6, and I should have, but I didn't. I didn't realize how good it was.
Sure.
But like, oh god,
That's
it's-
disgusting.
I had a
Dude, it's so
strength
dumb.
4
It's
Norse
it was
thrower. I was like, man, I got to get this guy strong arm, right? I'm looking for doubles. I'm like 6 and 6. I'm like, yes! Damn it, I got to give him a strength.
Yeah, it's a 100K upgrade too. 100K cost.
Was it at that point?
But yeah.
Hey, we got a promotional offer, Tony.
Doge.
Look, you have a troll.
That sounds that sounds real and totally worthwhile.
Brent said, look, you have a troll. They have a cave troll.
Speaking of trolls, I hate trolls so much. I think they're
Dude, the
so
troll,
worthless.
the troll on
So
the Norse
worthless.
team. Although the troll
Are
on
you
the
talking
Norse
about
team.
the what's the name? Abominable Snowman. What the hell is it?
Mine was Big Shoe Don't Fit.
What are those things?
That was the name of my troll.
Why?
Yeti.
Because it's a
You talking
troll.
about- you talking about
The
a Yeti?
Yeti's terrible. No, I was talking about my troll against Jake's Norse. He cost me the game because he frickin' really stupided, and then Jake was able to like get by him and throw the ball to a guy and score.
Really,
Right.
Steve was just a 2-up, right?
What's that?
Just a 2-up.
Yeah, I think I failed like 8 of them
They have
in
a
that
loner
game
too,
against
right?
Jake.
So 2-up with
Yeah,
loner.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the Yeti. Like
Yeti's trash, dude.
So if you can get it Mighty Blow, then it's fine. But like having to devote your blitz to it every turn,
But
I don't know.
it's a really cool
I like
model.
it.
It's a pretty cool model.
It's a
love
pretty
it.
dope model.
I like it.
Okay,
I
will give you that.
don't think the Yeti's bad.
I love my Yeti
it's,
model.
It's significantly with Mighty Blow. It's cheaper than the Blood Spawn,
Mm-hmm.
and with Mighty Blow, it's the same thing as a Blood Spawn. So yeah, I don't think
With disturbing presence.
yeah so it's a little bit better.
That's is that the passing one?
Or catch.
No, that's oh it is. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
it. I thought it was the. I'm thinking.
I'd rather it be the blocking
I thought
one.
Disturbing Presence was the one that you can't target. You got
That's
the
foul appearance.
follow
Yep.
parents. Yeah,
I always get them mixed up too.
me too. Because it's
Well,
literally the
it
same.
never
thing.
really comes into play. I don't know if I've ever failed one.
Foul
every,
appearance?
every single time.
I know I
I've
have.
I've had games against Tim where he targeted a Wraith to block it 3 times and he failed it all 3 times in a row.
I did the same thing against Joel. And
What
he-
do you
And,
What are the odds
against
of
Jake,
3-1s?
I remember you were in a scrum with some of his freaking bloaters, and
It's
you were
so
just, you're just like,
frustrating.
I can't hit you.
Oh, I hate it.
I love Necro. I love that team.
I hate them so much, but like literally, like once a couple dominoes start falling, that team falls apart.
Oh sure, but if you don't get removals against Necromantic, then like
It's tough.
Then it's hell.
I think it's the same thing with the undead. Undead's the same. Like if you lose a mummy, you're like, wow,
I want
Right.
my team is so hard to play against.
So much firepower's gone,
Yeah.
right?
I want to play undead.
Undead
Dude,
are a good team.
Undead are cool. Undead are really good.
I've got a
And-
team about 40% painted that's built.
and with like the
All my
team
teams
value
are about
ranges that our
70% painted.
the team value ranges that our leagues get to, like Undead remain relevant. Like
Also, I think Undead is a really high ceiling team. Like you really need
they
the
are.
skill to get to where you need to be.
I think their floor is high. Like they
I think their floor is super low.
They start super good. Like the team literally comes out of
But
the
I don't
gate
think they're
with like
super easy to
everything
play.
that you need.
I think
well,
they're
no,
really
they're
complex
not.
to play.
They're not
Yeah.
super easy to play, but they have all the tools out of the box that you want the team to have, and then you're just tying bows where you want them at that
The
point.
problem is with the mummy, if you go the wrong direction, you're screwed, right? Like if you make a misstep because they're so slow.
Well,
They're also expensive too, right? So to like replace it, you're like looking at.
Yeah,
I don't think they're that expensive. Are
yeah,
they?
but your linemen are so
At
cheap that they
least-
kind of
they've got to
offset.
be north of 115, right?
Yeah,
I think they're 120 or 125.
I think 125 sounds right.
Yeah.
You know what's really fun is Tomb Kings. That's a fun team to play.
I just remember getting encased in your guard. I'm like, well, just surrounded
Dude,
by guards.
guard is an
So
oppressive
annoying.
skill.
They need to
Yeah.
get rid of it.
They need to do something because like that would give a lot more variety to orcs.
I also think it's really hard for newcomers. Guard, like
Absolutely.
newcomers. People are like, I don't
blocking
understand
is hard
this.
enough,
Yeah.
right? And then you're like, well, don't forget that's a negative one. You know, that's an uphill block. What? Yeah, because of this.
Nathan pointed out a memory that I had repressed. I had the ball on the Yeti, and I was playing against Jake's.
Ow.
Because everyone was dead. like players were dead all over the place, and like the ball just happened to like a player fell down and died, and it bounced out of their hands into the Yeti's hands on a 6. And so now the Yeti has the ball, and so he's got like Wild Ant, whatever it is, Unchained Fury. So like he has to like declare a blitz to move on a 2. But the only players of Jake's on the field left were bloaters and the rot spawn, so they all had foul appearance. So I had to declare one of them as the blitz target, which means I had to roll a 2 up.
Do you have to declare the target of a blitz before you move, though?
Yeah.
Doesn't the
Yeah. So but like I have to like
Remember they FAQ'd it because of dump off.
Okay.
yeah. So like he passed his Unchained Fury, but then I rolled a 1 on the foul appearance, and he couldn't do anything.
What's the one that doesn't the
He
rot
can't
spawn
move at
have
all,
the?
right?
Doesn't the rot spawn have that aura? What's that stupid aura?
Yeah, that's disturbing
Disturbing
presence.
presence.
Oh, that's-
Yeah, that's the
The
passing and
net
catching one.
passing, yeah.
I guess that doesn't matter with the Yeti then.
No. A lot of...
It's just an added like
Well, these teams, like these are the kind of rules I never really remember because like one person maybe plays it.
Right,
and
yeah,
You almost never play against it.
well, even the Norse players, it's so hard to get that damn thing on the table, and it's terrible. I've played a lot of test games. I'm like, I got to try this thing out. Like, I built this model, and I want to play with it.
Comes
Because it's
with
the size of
claws.
this cup.
comes with claws, right?
Yeah, it coming with claw is pretty cool.
Yeah, claws is a really good thing to start with instead of Mighty Blow.
Mighty Blow is better to start with, but like claws.
If
just
you're
having
not,
access to
if you're
it.
not building
Yeah.
to it, yeah, you're right.
Do any superstars go with
but
claw?
if you can build to it, then yeah, claws way better. To
Like
start
star
with.
players?
Star players, yeah.
Yeah, there are star players that come with claw, but like most of them don't have claw and mighty blow. Like Scylla does, but that's because he's a blood spawn.
Yeah.
Glart comes with claw.
And Mighty Blow.
No, just claw.
Hell, we're like, God, what is it? What, 12 or 14 months from the next edition of Blood Bowl?
Theoretically,
Yeah, maybe.
I think we'll get it November next year.
God,
We're
another
getting Legions
edition of-
Imperialis in September.
How
Looks
long
like.
did it take for them to come out with the additional, the expansion to Blood Bowl?
what do you mean?
What's it
The
called?
Death Zone?
Death Zone, yeah, which I hate by the way.
God, that
Absolutely
was,
hate it.
That was a year later, wasn't it?
Something,
Year and a half?
something like that.
We got
Death,
this in
but Death Zone
2020.
was a great expansion.
Was it a summer?
like it added a lot?
Dude, all the weather tables and stuff, there is a lot of
I
good.
think,
the
I think
mercenaries
cosmetically and
are-
stuff, it was kind of cool. But when it came to things like building mercenaries and stuff,
Oh, there's some
it's
wild,
kind of like
there's some
it
wild
makes the game
stuff in
unfun a
there
little
that
bit.
you need to
they'll
be
get rid of
cautious
that
with.
stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
I think having like a base team.
They'll reset back to 0 and they just won't come out with them again.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping they just don't do. What's tournament rules on mercenaries?
Like Death
Death
Zone
Zone
mercenaries, they
mercenaries.
don't exist. You can't take that.
You can't balance them.
Death Zone. Well, most of the inducements are usable in
Tournaments.
in tournament play, but they don't see play.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them,
most of them
like,
are fine.
Most of them are
don't.
options, but they just don't see play.
Yeah.
Because like some basic things like bribes are just better.
Yeah, right.
You know, like and
There's some refs in there that are pretty good. There's some
That
Wizards
dwarf ref is busted.
There's some.
yeah, that I don't like that.
Well, that's the one where on a 4-up you get sent off.
I think
or
you
whatever.
automatically get caught fouling, and then
That's not a rule. I don't think there's one. That's
Isn't it?
I, think
I don't
it's
know
on
about
4-up.
automatic.
was it a
but,
2-up?
Like it's
No.
something.
It's a 4-up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a 4-up.
It's gotta be
The one 4-up one was where you get punched,
Jorm. Then
Yeah, Jorm.
and that Jorm is very good.
Yeah, Jorm is really good.
But the
I
dwarf
remember
one,
playing against Trentman. He fouled me. Every turn he fouled me, Jorm knocked a freaking goblin out. It was so good. I'm gonna foul you. All right, it's a 4-up. Punch.
That's another Jake that I like playing against. He plays the game not to win. He plays the game just to hurt you.
Yeah.
And that's a really
Cal does
it's an
the same
interesting way to play a
Yeah.
game.
Blood
You
Bowl.
know,
well, but Michael will ignore the ball.
thing. Yeah.
Or Lopez.
Cole, he'll like the ball will be on the pitch, and he'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna go block."
Yeah, I will say he's the only person I think I've scored 6 touchdowns against.
Scored
I
9
didn't even know that was
against
possible.
Huh?
Jeff. I scored 9 against Jeff one
How'd you get
time.
9 touchdowns?
Might have been 8.
Eli beat me 6-0 once.
I've scored 2.
Yeah.
I've scored.
Skaven?
That was old Lizard. No, it was Lizards.
No, he was Skaven.
Wasn't it Lizards against your Dark Elves?
No, it was Skaven against Snotlings. I couldn't do anything.
Oh.
He would just be like, "Hey, I have the ball."
So he scored 2 touchdowns, essentially.
I've scored 2
believe me,
one-turners
the
in a
score-
game,
the score
and I
said
didn't get
6.
6 touchdowns.
I don't know
2
if the score
one-turners.
said 6,
Two
but-
one-turners in a
in
game.
a single game, and still didn't get 6 touchdowns.
Remember when I failed that go for it? Drop the ball, right? Like with
Oh, yeah.
goblins, right? I'm like, had this cage set up. I had to go get in the cage and then one more to get in the middle of the cage. Go for it. Failed it. The ball bounced out. He's like, whoop, whoop, and scored a touchdown. And like the game was literally over from
Gutter
that point.
runners feels like playing the game with cheat modes on, like God mode.
Gutter runners are so
Especially
good.
if you give them what's a big hand or whatever that doesn't affect the people around, don't affect it.
Yeah,
It's like,
just
I'm going to get
walk
this
in and
ball.
pick it up
and I'm
on
going to
a
go
two.
wherever the hell
It's
I
like,
want
it's like
because it's only 2
I will get that on a
And
2.
then you give him 2 heads.
Gutter runners are obscenely cheap.
Yeah.
That's
and-
the fact that they're
criminally
85K.
cheap, I would say.
Yeah.
Criminally? Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Gutter runners are. That whole team is just
Looking for-
ridiculous. 50K players in Movement 7. That's absurd.
Yeah, but the
And
armor
They should
7.
be
I don't
60K.
and
care.
EG3.
I
They
don't
should be
care.
60.
I don't care.
Like
Yeah.
a Wood
Yeah.
Elf at 70K lineman is
yeah.
obscene.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous that those guys are 50K. It's ridiculous.
Honestly, yeah, the elf lineman in general going to 60K is probably fine.
The Wood Elf ones?
Yeah, or them and the dark elf ones probably.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
60K is fine. 50 is definitely too cheap because they
Yeah,
are mobile.
They are.
The
very-
Elven Union one should be 50.
Honestly,
I would
Elven
give them
Union
65.
needs help.
Elven Union?
Yeah, Elven Union it's their lack of armor that is their problem.
Well, but if they were just cheaper, it'd be fine.
Probably maybe.
Like,
May-
well,
may-
at the
probably.
very least, they're linemen, right? Like, you can't start that team with 3 rerolls.
They really need to consider 65 and 55K linemen for. Those
Yeah, I
teams.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, if-
55K would be fine.
Yeah, if they cut because they're
Because
linemen.
that's going to shave
It's
30,
just-
40K off the
Exactly.
team. You're going to get close to getting another reroll.
Exactly.
Right?
If you play Wood Elves, that's like.
You get your other reroll.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, it's more than 30, 40. It's like 60 since you're running like 9 linemen.
What's their armor?
It's 8 plus the entire team. The blitzers
That's
are
not
9.
awful.
That's-
Right,
that's
but
the worst you
but with
can
their
generally
price,
have.
because like Skaven, sure, it's the same thing, but every player on the elf team is going to be
It's more
10 to
expensive.
20K more,
Yeah,
respectively.
that's the
respectively.
That's the big problem with Elven Union. is
yeah.
that the catchers are amazing.
I'm okay with the catchers pretty much remaining
They could
how
probably
they
stay
are.
at 100.
Maybe drop them 5 or 10K. Because like,
90K, they'd be a steal.
Yeah.
Oh, they're 100. No, those guys are just fine.
aren't they
at
110?
No, they're 100. The
100.
Blitzers are 115, which they should be
okay.
105.
Why are the Blitzers being 115?
Blind
That's
step.
too much.
Blodge step.
But I mean, they have block and sidestep, but like they don't I don't know.
Dude, every time you're like, man, I just don't break this guy because he'll get up and wreck your world.
Dude,
just shatters his armor.
Blotch stuff with the movement team is like it's so.
Dude, it's
fun.
good.
It's almost unbeatable. You're like,
Well, until you get that pow, right? And then right in the kisser.
There's a new
on Amazon.
there's a new
You
Blood
watched
Bowl
what Eli
calculator.
did to me on that stream, right? I was like, I'm going to sidestep here. 12. All right. And he just kept
What, with his
doing
undead?
Yeah,
And
dude.
then
He
he
just...
tied you? Oh my god. I'm watching this game. He's down to like 3 players. Eli's got 9 players and he moves a guy. He just stalls the game out because he's like, oh, you never know what elves are going to do. I'm like, you outnumbered him 3-1.
yeah, I think we're
What are you doing?
I think you guys did...
commenting here,
Yeah,
right?
probably,
Me and you, yeah.
That was one of the most ridiculous decisions I have seen in Blood
That
Bowl
game was a
history.
nightmare. Absolute
Oh.
nightmare. What were you saying? I'm sorry. That was...
There was that one time that Evan put 3 snotlings on the defensive line.
I think over players do that all the time, don't
That's
they?
just
You
gifting
shouldn't.
SPP. That's gifting SPP.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all he's
that's
doing.
just saying, please kill these players. I beg of you.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know, man. The Snotlings are... Okay, for me, I've had a hell of a time knocking Snotlings out of the game.
Same here. I see other people like Jake when he started off against Snotlings and just like his like second game he had like 6 upgrades.
I think it depends on the team you're playing, honestly.
I mean, if the team is super killy, yeah, but it was Wood Elves. It was your Wood Elves.
It was my Wood Elves, wasn't it?
You know, you're talking about Blodge. It seems like when they go down, they always die.
Every time.
Every single
Every
time.
time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Dude, I remember, like, the first real league we had, I had a lot of Blodge players, right? Everybody's like, that's unbeatable. And I'm like, block them, right? And just evaporating, right?
Yep.
And then people in the league started doing Blodge. And they're like, dude, this doesn't mean anything. And I'm like, I told you.
I had
Ask Nathan about Blodge.
You know what? I did say I would play an elf team this time, didn't I? So I do need to play an elf thing this season instead of the orcs.
Nobody remembers that, but
That's true, but I did say it.
what are you going to play?
Probably dark elves. I love dark.
Just don't pick any random skills.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that anyway.
Why would you random skills?
I was like, what if I get catch or something? And I'd be okay with that. And it's like diving tackle. I didn't even get diving tackle. I would have preferred diving tackle. I don't remember what I got, but
I got a troll slayer with armbar and pile driver, and I was like, never again. Never will I random with skills.
I'd love to see that go away.
random
I really would.
skills. Yeah,
Go back to 2016, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Dark elves, you just take the blitzers, give them block, sidestep, save up for guard.
What
There you
about
go.
randomizing skills?
That's what you
on-
do now, right?
Yeah.
What about randomizing skills on players that like randomly get SPP? That they're never going to get any more SPP.
Like a one-off lineman.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think there's
why-
any problem with that.
Yeah,
Elves-
there's
why not?
not-
Hope for the
elves, I
best
think-
if it's bad fire.
Yeah, I
You know?
think elves are something where like you need the supporting players too much. Yeah. So like just getting like wrestle or dodge or something on,
So
on a
don't
lineman,
play an
I think
ogre
is still
team.
valuable.
Week 1 of the preseason. Okay, that's bad. And then don't random your skills, and you'll probably be okay.
Yeah.
And then still, with all of that, I still had a chance in the playoffs. And then Brad was like, all right, all these guys are gone. And then
Wait, what are you talking about?
our playoff game. So, like, that
With-
season
with
was
dwarves?
absolute hell
With dwarves or
Yeah.
what elves? Dwarves. Okay.
with your dwarves, right?
Okay.
So, like, you literally, like, you KO'd all 3 guys at the start of the game on the line. And then I was an idiot and left a guy too close, and he got surfed. So, within 2 turns, I was down 4 players.
Did you score turn 8?
I don't remember.
I think I forced him to score.
Probably.
I think because I sent I did a
If it's
cowabunga.
only KOs, I'm not scoring.
Oh, you cowabungered
really.
me every turn, but I remember jauntingly walking to the end zone.
Yeah, but I think I pushed you into the end zone, if
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
might have.
mistaken.
You might have. I don't remember. I just remember witch elves like
Flopping?
Yeah.
Like cerebral palsy cat,
just
flopping all up and down the pitch.
just like these long-haired fish, just like
It was hell.
all over the pitch. Like, what is going on? Just elves tripping everywhere. It's like Cirque du Soleil.
Because I had that one with leap, and I was trying to just
yeah,
get
you're
in
trying
there
to
and make
leap
a
into the
play.
cage, but like all those players had guard, and like
Well, yeah, it was always going to be a 2-die
yeah, you're
disadvantage.
gonna two-die
but-
disadvantage this dude.
If I play in the Premier League halflings, can I start with like 1.2?
Sure. Just don't tell. We've had a lot of people cheat, and I was going to mention that about random skills. It's hard to like track
hard
the
to police
rosters,
it.
Yeah.
because like people can just be like, oh, he got it random. He randomly got guard. Bro, he doesn't even have strength access. Even as a secondary.
Have you seen that happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of complexity that's doesn't really bring
You know, we
much to
could
the game.
just
There's no spot.
outlaw.
There's no spot in the sheet, is there? For
I don't
No.
think there's any
Yeah, it's
reason
just
for that.
only.
It's just you upgrade him by 10K instead of 20. 2016 was just better.
It also costs less SPP too, so you could
Yeah.
That's
That's you
the
got
big
two
thing.
scales for skills.
I think there was more SPP to level up in 2016.
No,
He's
for
saying
random
randoms.
for random
Oh,
skills.
yeah.
Yeah. No, 20 it was more SP. It was
It was 6,
It was-
15.
like
it
one
was-
or
yeah,
two
not-
per level. It
not
wasn't much, but yeah, it was more. And then yeah, but you couldn't just put secondary skills on whoever you wanted. You had to wait and
It's
see if
really
you
the
rolled
secondary
double.
thing, I think, in a
Me
league. It's a
too,
big
yeah,
problem.
That's really what. And then for me, it's also the lack of attributes. Like it might be healthier for the game the way it is, but I'm gonna be honest. I think it's
But when they were random, now you
Exactly.
can get them. Now you're like, I'm going to get this guy to movement 7.
for me, it's not even that. For me, it's like you almost never see a strength upgrade. You almost never.
I don't think
see
I
it.
have seen a strength upgrade.
Well, I think
You never
there's
see
just too many
agility
upgrades
upgrade.
that are just worthless. Like, what's that iron skin or whatever one?
Yeah.
Now, if
You'll
that said,
never
if
see
that was your armor can't be modified, that would be a very good
Yeah,
skill.
where you
I
can't
think
use
that would be
mighty-
too good.
It might be too good.
I think that would be too good. What I would probably do
go for that.
I think what I would probably do instead is when this player is targeted, you can choose to ignore Claw, Mighty Blow, or Dirty Player. You can select one.
For the game or
No,
each
no,
time?
when you're targeted, you can choose to select one. So basically,
That'd be the same thing, though, right?
No,
Like,
because-
I guess
no,
a player
because
that has
if-
both.
Yeah. So like if I'm if I break your armor with on 9, I can't use my claw, so I have to use my Mighty Blow. So now I'm not getting Mighty Blow on the
Yeah,
injury.
but I think Claw and Mighty Blow those are just too powerful anyway. right.
I don't think I agree.
I think
with
more of the game should get
So,
mutation
like,
access. More than just chaos. In some kind of way. Maybe like as an inducement like the undead one. Like maybe you get like you can get like some kind of sorcerer that like you know what I mean? I just open up that avenue to more things because chaos having like a total monopoly on it
Yeah, for the most part.
is kind of a problem, right? Because like it's just like Claw is anti-dwarf and orc,
Yeah, well,
and there's nothing to counter it.
There's not all.
but kind of if people don't have that, like dwarfs are just
Right, but
so
like
powerful.
normal teams don't have it. Only chaos teams have it.
Yeah.
So like other dwarf teams don't have a dwarf answer.
I don't think everything should be rock paper scissors though. Like
I agree. I mean, that's
not
fair.
every team should have a counter for absolutely everything. That just seems kind of
That's
like what's the point?
that's a
of
problem with souped up chaos.
Yeah.
Right. They are that because they literally have their elf ball carrier and they have all of their murder hobos. You know. So. All right, guys, that was the Blood Bowl podcast.
I'm
also restaurant?
yeah.
Actually,
also
mostly restaurant.
mostly restaurant.
And a
No,
little
it was less than half restaurants.
And not a drip of 40K.
It was a third, not a drip, but we did have a great 40K night. Oh, hey, 40K tournament Saturday. Tell your mama and your grandmama. Be there.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
What if we just talked about the post office?
Damn it.